Hey, and welcome along to this video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the numbers, the metrics, the stats that go alongside your ads. These are really important from understanding and being able to react to just the numbers instead of maybe reacting on how you think the ad looks or feels or whatever it may be. Numbers are going to tell you a lot about the ad. They're going to tell you whether it's working, where it's working, how it can be improved. And once you can understand the numbers, you're able to read the numbers off, be able to kind of identify where the problem is in your advert and change that to make it work or to improve it. And I'm going to go through those numbers and stats and kind of break down what they are, what each one means, because essentially when you've opened up Business Manager and you've seen some stats, there's going to be lots of terminology that you don't understand and I didn't understand when I first joined. So it's ultimately just trying to explain those in a simple way for you so you can get to grips with it and understand it straight away. So I'm going to do that in the next few kind of slides for you. So welcome to Facebook Metrics. As it says there, a life-changing skill set. This is a skill set that can be transferable into a lot of things. And understanding metrics can also be transferable into a lot of things, into Google Ads, into TikTok, into YouTube, all use the same style metrics. So once you can read metrics in Facebook, you can read them in pretty much any kind of marketing tool. That's why this skill is powerful, because it can be transferred over. So once you understand that and understand what's not working, where it is working, and how to shift it, this grows you as a person from a skill set wise. It also grows your business. So in this video, I'm going to break down three things for you. One is the breakdown of each metric, just to list them off and just read out exactly what they do. Some of them are quite self-explanatory, some of them not. What, in my eyes, is the most important metric to start analyzing. So I'm going to show you what that is and where I think people should start looking at from the ads perspective. And number three, which isn't actually going to be on this video, but it will be on the future videos that you'll see, it'll be how to read your stats and know what to do next. This is important because you need to be self-sufficient in your business, be able to look at an ad, look at some stats, read them off, and know what the next point of call is for you, whether you need to change something, change the creative, change the audience, change the call to action. All those kind of things can be read from just looking at the stats. So this is where it becomes important to be able to understand them, read them, and then be able to take the kind of action on doing the next steps and not have to rely on your coach, message your coach, wait some time for a response, then give you some feedback, and then you go and do it. You can go and do it yourself without having to bother them, also having to delay everything. So I'm going to break down each metric for you and just show you what I mean by that. So first of all, what is a metric? We use that term quite a lot. Metric, stat. It's a stat. It's a number. A business metric is a quantifiable measure businesses use to track, monitor, and assess the success or failure of various business processes. Now, we live in a world where we can analyze something quite quickly using the numbers, not have to, back in the traditional days where you'd have, say you run a newspaper ad, you wouldn't know how that newspaper ad specifically was performing down to how many people are reading the ad, how many people are clicking on the ad, all those kind of things. You didn't know that. Now, with the use of Facebook tools, you do. So make sure performance and clicks is selected on your columns breakdown on the on your Business Manager when you're running through this. These stats will just based off performance and clicks. You can change those to all sorts of different columns breakdown on your Business Manager. And if you're not sure where to go, there should be a video on how to bring up performance and clicks on your Business Manager. But ultimately, it's just in the columns on the right hand side. Select performance and clicks, and this will give you the breakdown that you're after. So, and if you're referring back to this after you've maybe run through it a few times, you may come back to this and look at it a few times to understand each of these metrics. So to break them down for you and just show you what they mean, we've got results at the top of the tree. Results is usually shows on the far left-hand side of your business or ads manager as well. It's the aim of the game. It's messages, leads, traffic. It's whatever your objective is for the ad specifically. So, and you get your total spend out of, or your cost per lead, your cost per result. So it will show you a total results. It doesn't show you cost per result until you get further down. And your cost per result is your total spend divided by your results, basically. Your reach is how many people have been reached by your specific ad, how many people it's got to. Your frequency is, it's probably not something you'll pay too much attention to. However, it's how many times your advert is landing with someone on their news feed. Cost per result, as we mentioned a minute ago, is the number of results divided by the number of the total spend that you would get is the total cost per result. Your budget is your spend per day. It's £5, £10, whatever you're putting in, that will show on this list. The amount spent is your total amount spent against a time period. So if you set it for a week at the top calendar on the right-hand side, or if you set it for a month, that's your total amount spent. The ends is when the date of when the campaign ends. Now, most people will have an ongoing campaign, so don't worry about the ends date. Shouldn't be a date in there unless you're running a kind of light campaign, maybe for a few days or something like that. There's not much use for the end campaign because you can manually switch it off and switch it on. Impressions, number of times the ad has had an impression. An impression is when you're scrolling the news feed, you see an ad, you stop at that ad, that's an impression. That's what you're charged for. Your cost per 1,000 impressions is what it's costing you to get to 1,000 people on average with that specific audience. So once you're running an ad and you run your ad, it will give you a cost per 1,000 quite quickly, even if you're not hit 1,000 people yet, because it will price up that audience of what that costs to get to 1,000 people inside that audience, basically. And this can vary because of markets, because of time of year. Certain costs per 1,000 go up in peak times like Christmas and stuff like that, where more people are advertising, and they will come down in slow times like January, where less people are advertising, for example. So this is where you get your cost per 1,000. You'll see this average out over the period of time. Your link clicks, quite self-explanatory. If it's clicks on a link or a landing page, a messenger button, a swipe up button, a story ad, your type form button, for example, all those count as link clicks. So someone's clicking a specific link where Facebook has seen a link in your ad and it recognizes it is a link and is referring any clicks to that link. The CPC, or cost per link click, is a number of link clicks, amount spent divided by amount spent. So you've got your cost per link click. Now, if your objective is to just look for link clicks, then this will be what you'll be looking at and seeing how much you're spending for how many link clicks you get. In the initial phases, like a traffic style ad, you'll be looking at that cost per link click just to see what your kind of link click is on the traffic style ad. The CTR, link click through, is slightly different to CTR all, if you can see that down the bottom there. But CTR is click throughs of your link. So people clicking through and getting through for your link, basically. So link clicks divided by impressions to give you a percentage of people that are coming through your ad. So it's how many people from the impressions go on to click the link, gives you a percentage. Clicks all, any clicks on your ad. This could be see more option, a click on the image, for example, just gives you a total number. It's not a percentage. It will just give you a total number of clicks on your specific ad. The CTR all is clicks, which is the clicks we just looked at, divided by impressions. This gives you a percentage. That, as you can see from above, as we said, the CTR all, or CTR link click through is a percentage. Same with CTR all, is a percentage. It gives you a reading of what percentage of people are clicking on the ad after becoming an impression. So impressions and then clicks, basically. So this leads me nicely into section number 2, because what in my eyes is the most important metric to start analyzing is CTR. The click-through rate all, or CTR all, is very important. It's probably the most important stat that you first look at when you're analyzing your ad. I don't look at anything else. The first thing I'd look at is click-through rate. It's very rare that an ad is flying or working really well without a very good CTR rate, but it does happen. So don't always rule it out that the ad could work without a good CTR, but the CTR is the first point of call. So what is it? Click-through rate is simply the percentage of clicks divided by the number of impressions. Simple as that. How many clicks, total of clicks divided by the number of impressions, basically. For instance, 1,000 people saw your ad and 20 click through. That would be a click-through rate of 0.2, or more commonly 2%. So that's a 2% click-through rate. And we work on, in terms of marketing standards, we're looking at around, I'll go through that in a second, but around 4% for a newsfeed ad and about 1.5 to 1.75% for a story ad. They're different because they display differently to the user. So what do we need? Why do we need it? CTR determines how much attention we are attracting. If we do not attract attention, we will not create sales regardless of how good our adverts are. CTR informs us our micro ad and an image are working. So they're getting clicks, it's getting engagement. If people are clicking the see more, people are clicking on the image, people are clicking on the button. This is all clicks divided by impressions. So if that's high, then it means that your ad's getting engagement from their audience. CTR informs us that advert is being shown to the right audience. Now, if it obviously is lower than you're expecting, then it could be that the audience is the wrong for that type of ad. Let's say you're targeting a specific demographic. Let's say it's parents, but you're advertising a travel-based ad, for example, is very much a different style ad to both audiences. So that's why it's important to check to look at the CTR and see what it's doing with the audience. So as I mentioned a minute ago, what is a good CTR? Greater than 4% CTR is good for a newsfeed ad. That's what you're looking for. Baseline of 4% or above. And with the story ads, it's 1.5 or 1.75 baseline for a CTR on a story ad, basically. So what to do if your CTR is below the above requirements? So look at there's not much at that point that you could do other than testing new captivating image creative, other than changing up your hook, changing up your image, changing up your headline, just to get more kind of stop of the scroll, which is ultimately what you're trying to do with this ad. When you're stopping the scroll and you're getting clicks, you're going to get a better CTR rate. So it's important to kind of get that working for you, basically. So the other important stat is cost per result. Overall, it's what you're looking for. If you're running a lead gen style ad, your cost per result is how much it's costing you to get a lead. And ultimately, a lot of instances, we run a high ticket business where sales kind of obviously income, as you've seen, and you would know from running this business if you've been in it for a while, the income is huge. So how much would you be willing to spend to get a lead? And we work on all sorts of numbers. Like if you were going to spend, and let's say just playing kind of putting it out there, but if it was £100 was to get you one lead, but you knew it was going to affiliate, you'd happily spend £100 to get a affiliate, because you know that it's going to convert, and then that's going to obviously yield you a lot more than £100 for that specific sale. So it's working out what's best for you. Now, I'm not saying that every lead is going to be £100. In fact, they're going to be a very lot less than that. But you're working out what your ideal CTR is, a CPR, sorry, cost per result is, so it can give you what you're after. So desired outcome, acquire lead information, name, email through a landing page. You might even be getting telephone number through your landing page for this. And it's to be a conversion style ad in most cases. However, it can be for the form style ad, so type form style ads, and a lead gen style ad as well, where you can be looking at a cost per lead, which a lead could dictate a form fill, for example. So if you were looking for a lead of someone that's filled in a form, how much you would spend, total spent versus how many forms, is going to give you your cost per result. So let's say amount spent is £10, amount of people who entered their information is 2, your cost per lead is going to be £5. CPL is going to be £5. So that wraps up that video. I'm going to go into each kind of different ad set and break down the stats and work out what you should be doing when you spot something in the ad, and what you can change up to make it to get the numbers to where they want to be in the next few videos.